like the very hard difficulty? Inspiring. I'll be sure to guard the main menu with my life while you go throw yourself into the meat grinder.
At the risk of sounding glib, that ain't a good sign.
Correction. The sign seems to be functioning nominally.
Can't say the same for the trooper.
Give the order, and I'll take care of him.
Whoa there, go-getter. Welcome to Fairfield, now under the new and improved management of Auntie's Choice. I'd usually ask if you were affiliated with the previous regime, but you lack the bewildered gaze of a Yeseng protectorate subject. Even so, going to have to ask you to identify yourself. Still a war on and all. Well, despite having serious questions about your intelligence level, I surmise you are most assuredly not a spy. End of the day, we let most anybody in. Bottom line's all we care about is our bottom line. That'll be all. Unless you got any questions before you're on your way. On the way from the landing pad? Had a convoy out that way. They're overdue. See any sign of them? Damnation. I had a friend on that detail. He always carried this, keepsake. You didn't happen to find it, did you? Well, never too late to start. Plunder's plunder, Auntie always says. Them Protectorate drones been a serious menace of late. Heard Trooper Faulkner shot a few. You find a way to put a stop to them, there's a bounty for it. Bounty terminal's out next to the jail, across from the bar. Just down the lane here a spell. You get to Town Hall, you passed it. What? You been in hibernation or something? We're here to bring the free market's liberation to the people of Arcadia. And Arcadia's bounty to the rest of the galaxy, of course. As I've never heard of her, can't say I can. Seems like Minister Milverstreet knows everybody, though. Probably ask him. Anything else? Oh, we got everything. One of them, at least. Clinic's over there on your left. Watering hole's a bit down on the right. Market's a straight shot down the lane. Before I forget, I have standing orders to send all newcomers to Minister Milverstreet. He's in the town hall. That'd be the one with the giant hologram on it. Can't miss it. Once again, welcome to Fairfield. You ain't fond of all this fighting. Can't believe some of those Protectorate hull heads just couldn't.
Hostilities are at a standstill. I aim to keep them standing. Standing still.
Holler when you're ready for me, Doc. I'll be over here. Definitely not. Don't mean to sound unsociable, but you might not want to stand so close. The bleeding ain't contagious, but it ain't slowed much neither. I'd hate to bleed all over you. Wouldn't mind conversating a bit, though. Anything to take my mind off the pain. Oh, it stings. I was on sentry duty, bravely surveying our perimeter for threats, when a Protectorate drone tacked out of nowhere. Third time in as many days. I returned fire like it was a cereal. Bang, 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 pew, pew, pew. Oh, not excessively, of course. Don't want Auntie taking that extra ammunition out of my paycheck. Again, it was all going fine until the damn thing blasts me while I'm reloading. Mighty uncourteous, you ask me. I'd prefer if they were. Like with little butler hats, programmed to say pip pip and the like. It wouldn't be cost effective, but it would be adorable. Anyway, Trooper Faulkner happened upon the scene just then and dispatched the drone before it could finish me off. No idea where these drones are coming from, but Faulkner's been having a time of it lately. Be nice if someone helped out, but Carr's hands are tied. Lack of resources, I guess? As for the rest of these fine folk, they were attacked by Protectorate while defending the forward operating base. Imagine the base is probably hurting for warm bodies just now. Only one of the most lucrative posts a soldier could be assigned to. Hazard pay through the roof. The FOB's our main line of defense. The only thing stopping the Protectorate from sending their legions over that bridge of theirs and attacking us here in Fairfield. The man in charge, Commander Torres, is a legend. Rumor has it his troopers are relentless. fighting through wounds that would kill most. What I wouldn't give to join his outfit. Now there's an idea might be worth considering. They do say the quickest way to a promotion is by climbing over other bodies. It's all a moot point till I can get this arm of mine mended. Poor Doc Barnes is working himself to the bone trying to take care of us, but he's only one man. I suppose it could be worse. At least Command's not throwing us at that relay station. Can't imagine the casualties he'd be dealing with then, given all its defenses. Well, Cole's got the saloon up and running now. World always shines a little brighter after a few swigs of Spectrum. I don't know. You some kind of doctor type? I hate to stifle your curiosity, but I'm not looking to become an exhibit. Don't sweat it none. Auntie's Choice advocates for self-reliability anyway. Can't go around expecting other people to solve my problems for me, right? No, I'll be paying him for a service. Anyway, thanks for stopping to chat.
Can't you see I'm busy? Is it me, or has my ankle been squeaking? You can hear it too, right? Must be the damn rotator again. Anyway, need something, Commander? It was less merger and more hostile takeover. I don't have all the details, but it sounds like Spacer's Choice tried to outmaneuver Auntie Cleo through quasi-legal means, and now her new brand's been turned into an invasion force bent on conquering the entire system. Funny how life works out. Oh yeah? What's needling you? Fair point. Guess Horizon Point didn't exactly foster a lasting fellowship, did it? Why, Commander? You mean to tell me you don't enjoy being jettisoned into space and left for dead? All jesting aside, what's there to tell? Spent the first year getting back up on my feet, literally. Been mostly laying low since then, maintaining... Before the invasion, at least, the Earth Directorate still needed someone to watch the colony, and I had 2 working lamps. Not always. Went a couple of stretches there on low power to avoid detection from Protectorate patrols. I usually shut her down for a few cycles then. The way you're gawping at me right now makes me think I answered that question wrong. Sure, we're a tight pair. Val's got me out of more scrapes than I can count. She can be a little Delphic at times, but she'll grow on you. Promise. I appreciate the concern. Won't lie, had some hard years. Got caught up in a few lost causes, the particulars of which I'd rather not go into now, if it's all the same. I found you. Oh, and Val's been stalling less since I patched her acclimator. Ship doesn't smell it. Spratwurst. It'd be pretty horrifying if I wasn't. I was trying to teach myself some new skills in the galley. Val got it into her hardware. I needed a hobby. I figured Spratwurst ain't an easy meal to mess up. Well, I learned about 20 ways how not to fix a worst. Like most colonies, good people being ground down from above. A lot of fancy talk from suits about streamlining and quarterly earnings while them on the line. Triangulum's known for churning out freighters, and shipbuilding ain't exactly known for being clean, safe work. Can't remember a time I didn't end the day all banged up, filthy, and smelling like I just crawled out of an exhaust port. It was hard work, sure. But there was something special about seeing one of them long haulers fire up her engines for the first time. Funny thing was, I wasn't even an engineer back then, but I wanted to learn. so I paid attention. Too good of attention, as it turned out. I was working late one evening and overheard something I shouldn't have. Some bigwigs exchanging inside information that would have cost the corporation a pretty bit. A day later, I was being accused of corporate espionage. Didn't want to bring any heat down on anyone else, so I went on the run before the first jackboot showed up at my door. Not as worried as I was about what would happen if I was caught. Probably they would have spaced me and called it a day. I was on the run for... oh, I don't even know how long. The days sort of bled into one another. I started losing hope of things ever changing for the better. Then, the Earth Directorate showed up. They liberated Triangulum, pulling me and the rest of the colony out from under the corporate boot. Joining up after that just made sense. I could ask you the same thing. Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if I'd gone back to my old life instead of becoming an agent. I knew joining up with the Earth Directorate wasn't going to be a life of low turbulence, but at least it'd have dignity and purpose to it. Not much dignity and sorry, that was blunt. But back to your initial question. Do I regret becoming an agent? Only thing I know for sure is my opinion today is colored by more than just the rosy tint of a low-run kid looking up at the stars. Life's not fair, but it keeps on. Ain't that the truth? She was one of the forward agents who went ahead to assess just how bad Triangulum had gotten. We met while I was in hiding. She was no nonsense. I thought her one of the smartest people I'd ever met. And while she could also be cutting, I felt like I only caught her edge when I deserted. I liked her. And for some reason, she seemed to take a shine to me. But she wasn't around long. By the time I officially joined up, she'd already moved on to the next mission. Sure was. Kept hoping I might run into her during training. But now I know she was busy turning her coat here in Arcadia. My folks shuffled off the motor coil when I was little. Assembly line accident. They tried their best. Weren't cruel or nothing, but I didn't like feeling like I was adding to their burden, so I struck out on my own just as soon as I could. And yeah, thoughts crossed my mind over the years. No point missing something you're never getting back, though. That's either hope or foolishness, Commander. Even if we survive the rift, 10 years is a long time to be gone. No word. How about this? We ever make it out of this system, I'll take you back to Triangulum, make the introductions. Oh yeah, they're gonna get a real... I've got time.
Injuries detected. How may this unit assist you? Presenting the Valerie unit. The latest and greatest in a line of Earth Directorates. The Valerie unit is the exclusive property of the Earth Directorate and is not intended for civilian or commercial use. Resale of this unit is strictly prohibited. Searching mission error. Unable to find current mission parameters. Default.
You'll have to pardon Val, Commander. She gets confused sometimes. Logic unit can't always keep up. I swear, Commander. Sometimes...
Forcing this unit into standby mode while already deployed on active... Do you have any other queries, Commander? Attempting to ride this unit in order to replicate the experience of flight is strongly discouraged.
What? Are your legs painted on, Commander?
Thank you for your interest in utilizing... Do you have any other queries, Commander? Vitality augmentation, logistics evaluation, reconnaissance, and information extraction unit. This unit was first deployed on a mission to Redacted more than 10 years ago, and was... Other highlights include the triumph at Redacted, the rescue of Redacted, and the first successful execution of the Stanfield maneuver in zero gravity. Detailed instructions on how to perform the Stanfield maneuver are proprietary.
Never scored myself the clearance to learn it for fact. But best as I can tell, it's a complex EVA involving a drone and an agent shot up with enough
Attempts at the Stanfield maneuver, as proposed by theorist Marion Stanfield, has resulted in multiple deaths, mutilations, and maimings, leading to a ban shortly after discovery. Do you have any other queries, Commander? Injuries detected. How may this unit assist you, Commander? Paradise Island is a sparsely populated landmass located off the west. The island is host to idyllic coastlines, verdant flora, and extremely hostile protectorate garrisons. Plan.
I must ask
If
the
you're not a
whole
go-getter, go away.
My liver ain't the lily kind. Tell it to me straight.
The bullet shattered your tibia and all but demolished your gastrocnemius muscle. Dude, there is good news, however. I recently enrolled in a course on advanced amputation techniques, so I'll be seeing a positive return on my investment sooner than expected. Don't be obscene. I have on hand a perfectly adequate tranquil.
Say, how sore are my pockets gonna be after...
I'm not running a charity. If you desire full treatment, you'll pay full cost. If that's a problem, seek compensation. Well then, she should have thought about that.
This is a mighty big decision, Doc.
I don't encourage delays, but very well. It'll take a few minutes for me to warm up the saw anyway. It would be inappropriate to hazard a guess on the exact percentage, but be assured I've reduced the margin of error significantly over the years. I hope the air isn't too thin up there on that high moral ground you're... In case it isn't apparent, I'm having what might be called a day. A whole platoon of soldiers decided to get themselves all shot up. And then there's Erickson. Something happened with a drone. I don't know. You'd be Oh, good lad. But he's mistaken. Short of you skipping back in time and ordering the coagulant I need, I doubt anything can be done to accelerate the timetable for treating these soldiers. I am a doctor, not a magician. I cannot manufacture... Now, was there anything else? Some. Most still tout the all-healing nature of protectorate medicine. But
They ain't grown up with the right to dissent. Probably wouldn't even occur to them to turn down.
Good thing I don't... In truth, I expected more resistance given the sudden transition. But I'm not one to... Oh, certainly. Right after I see to all these other patients who arrived before. Such hysterics would not endear you to me, no. It had better be important. My stimulants cost a premium.
Let's not waste each other's time.
I must say, I'm rather amazed. How did you manage to formulate coagulant with only a handful of ingredients? No need to clap yourself on the back. In any case, I hate being in debt to anyone, so here, something for your trouble. It's your lucky day, Trooper. Our friend here has manufactured a coagulant that will raise your likelihood of surviving the...
I'm still not sure.
What's that burning smell? Oh! Take this admonishment with all the professional affection a physician can legally administer.
But without my leg,
Literally, probably not very dexterously. Metaphorically, well, that depends on your own initiative, doesn't it? Excuse me,
say,
I'm not running a charity. If you desire full treatment, you'll pay full cost. A kind, if naive offer. Unless you have thousands of bits to burn, any amount.
this is a mighty big
I don't encourage delays, but very well. It'll take a few minutes for me to warm up the saw anyway. At the moment, yes, it's only medical, Doctor. In case it isn't apparent, I'm having what... And then there's Erickson. Short of you skipping back in time and ordering... Now, was there anything else?
I'd say welcome back. If you're here for the doc, hope you ain't in any kind of hurry. Much obliged. That feels night and day better already. Protectorate forces won't know what hit them once I'm back in the field.
Our target audience here is people who want to forget their
Must be one of my copious. Time for another performance review already. Apologies, I'm still applying the required elbow grease to scour these surfaces, just like a novice facility sanitizer should. Ah, right you are. This meritocratic society is still so foreign. The workplace skullduggery, the prioritizing of self over community, the excessively colorful nutrition. I fear I'm not cut out for this canid, eat canid lifestyle. Seems the only way to flourish is through general underhandedness and ruthless efficiency. Never picked up those skills in my 50 years as Fairfield's drone operator. Pity they didn't keep me on there. I was quite skilled at it. Well, you're right. I wanted change. Whole reason I left the Protectorate in the first place.
Welcome to the name-pending saloon, purveyor of spirits and stimuli. What'll it be, stranger? That is an ensuing step on my 19-point business plan. Trying to find a name that would convince patrons to spend their hard-earned bits here. Like, at present, my top favorites are 1. The Drunken Haggler, 2. Accessories, 3. Absinthe-Minded, 4. The Fair Shake. Now tell me. Well, that's what we'll call it then. I'll tell future business partners we did extensive outside testing. I can now check off step 18 of my business plan. Wait, have you already read it? Did you sneak in here whilst I was on break and peruse it in its entire... Well, you must be some kind of intuitive business genius then. Hope you're not staying in town. Why, sure. You'd be surprised how much... What, between them Protectorate defectors, finally able to speak their mind? Any particular topic you have in mind? Oh, Minister Milverstreet's blessed with the gift of gab. Swear he could sell bypass shunts to a Raptidon. Ain't one of them falsely magniloquent types, though. Sincere fella. Shares command of Fairfield with Acquisitions Officer Carr. She's blunt and murderous. 2 traits Auntie's Choice highly prizes in a commander of corporate forces. To say they have differing approaches to leadership is like saying, gee, suns are hot, whilst being incinerated in a solar eruption. Vox Station's run by a brigadier by the name of Montelli. Sounds like he's as much a danger to his own troops as ours. Real piece of work, even by Protectorate standards. Reportedly enamored of show trials and summary executions. Tell you one thing you can't avoid, the bridge. No other way around it, and at present, it's held by Protectorate forces. We have a small contingent of troops bivouacked nearby. Forward Operating Base, they call it. You're asking me for the particulars of a high-level corporate acquisition. Like, An in-depth accounting of the various parties who vied for control and who won out in the end. They merged. Rebranded. Auntie Cleo seems in charge now. Dunno. Do my best to steer clear of corporate intrigue. My pleasure. Got anything for me in return? Your Earth Directorate. Never figured to meet one of you all, especially in here. It's like some hapless critter, once thought extinct, just trotted on into the place. Here I was hoping you'd have a good story for me in exchange, but oh well. Not everyone's a seasoned raconteur. All right. Appreciate you dropping by.
I'm on Dorado, soaking up solar particles in Golden Ridge. Sounds like a million-bit piece of real estate. Too bad all it glitters here is fool's gold. But we're prospecting for a different kind of painter. A creature with 8 legs and 2 venomous injectors. The Barachnid.
Choose just any choice when you could choose Auntie's choice. Remember, Auntie knows.
Keep your petty skepticism. I'll pay my tab in no time. You
Swear, I almost had it this time. Everything all lined up. Easy, Mark. Look like you've had your share of troubles. Ever had the perfect opportunity just slip through your fingers?
Auntie's Choice is the proud maker of Spacer's Charm, Zero G Brew, and antibiotics. Everything you need to get through your day.
So you can understand my situation then. I had just the thing to get me a fast-track promotion to lower middle management. Now you seem like someone who knows a good deal and wouldn't be adverse to helping me out. It's like this. I agreed to meet with a business associate to finalize a deal, but the location got set for Spire Grove. Problem is, you been outside of Fairfield?
The funicular to Spire Grove broke recently, so I got no way to get up there. I'd break my neck scaling that cliff for sure. There's a long way around, but it's not for me. Why, the path there might be lousy with raptidons for all I know. It wasn't before, but mayhap they were just lulling me into a false sense of complacency so they can strike.
While exploring facilities to the north, my partner unearthed that he couldn't or wouldn't go into details, but he promised every household would want one, that it'd revolutionize the daily life of Auntie's Choice citizens. Typical research type, focused on all the wrong things. Not particularly motivated by competition or social. Pitched him the dumbest deal I could think of. Told him I'd trade him my entire tossball card collection for schematics or a prototype. Complete rube, didn't even ask about condition. My Kelvin Tran rookie card isn't even ultra fine, got a piece of nicotine chewing gum stuck to it. Opportunistically leveraging difficult predict. I have a few bits I can offer you, not much, but if it turns out a roaring success like it ought to, and I get a... Splendid! Go parlay with Jackson Plum up at Spire Grove. He'll provide the agreed upon schematics.
Oh, the broke down funicular is due west of here. Dexterous looking so-and-so like yourself could probably scarper up it in a jiffy. From there, so close, but so far away. Truth is, haven't the slightest. You know the Protectorate have all the most advanced technology, though. Probably something straight out of an edible spacesuits, N-ray specs, matter translocation. It could be anything. If Jack... All right, then.
The door this tough? They must be storing something good in there.
Yeah, guns, armor, probably some ammunition too.
Have you two come to mock me like your fellow dullards? Perhaps if you rub together your only 2 brain cells, you might even come up with something approaching cutting. No. Wait. You're not some corporate simpleton, are you? On the contrary, you have the manner of an officer about you. Someone who understands the substantive weight of command. From your tone, am I to suppose it didn't end well? It must have been a nettlesome experience indeed, if you remain so. Please, allow me to start over. I am Warden Sterling, dedicated servant of the Protector of Arcadia and caretaker of worlds, the Sovereign Henry Varric. Manners. How refreshing. I'm not that kind of warden. It's a title of distinction for those who serve in the Protectorate military. Short for... And if I did? So you would. But I am of 2 minds on the matter of providing one. I think it best we end our conclave here. Be on your... Leave me be. I have no interest in dealing with the machinations of you dark marketers today.
Hey, dude, nah, don't do this scout stuff, man.
You're thinking too small, Murph. I'd put money on the Protectorate stashing treasure inside. A whole pool of bits enough to swim in.
It's a constabulary, not a bank. And certainly not some kind of gold-filled swimming hole. Besides, these Protectorate lack imagination. Never had an original thought wasn't written down for them first. Like I told you before, it's probably just guns.
We've tried everything short of skipping a ship through that door to get inside. Though, come to think of it, maybe that's not such a bad idea. How would I... Are you...
Ain't got nobody to blame but yourself there, Kemp. Propose stupid plans.
Fine. Skip drives out. Say, maybe we could commandeer one of them tractors out in the field instead. Oh, bet that could plow...
In case you haven't noticed, we're in the middle of a war. And hard to say whether we're winning or not. Better question is why no one else is treating this like a top priority. Part of being a good soldier is knowing your strengths and your weaknesses. For example, I'm good at shooting wisecracking stooges in the face. Oh, great. The architect sent me another of you.
Tell him about the bridge, Murph.
In any siege, advantage goes to the defenders. Right now, the Protectorate still has control of the bridge to the Vox station. When, Officer Carr ever gets the go-ahead, we need to be ready. Right. With all our new trainees, we've got the numbers. But bodies won't mean diddly without the weapons and equipment, hopefully inside that arm.
If there are any weapons at all.
You've made your case, Kemp. I'm more interested in hearing the opinion of our new friend here. What do you suppose is in there?
I don't smell anything, but could be the room's air.
I don't see it mattering much either way. That door is sealed tighter than a Saltuna can. Nobody's getting through any—
Oh, really? Why did—
Ordinarily, I'd question how you came about such a unique skills. If I have to...
I got it. What if we... No, wait. We already tried that.
No, sure. We just thought we'd close it behind us. Didn't want to let in a draft. Wow.
Ignore her. She's just out of sorts. I don't think I...
That guard wasn't being ironical about the giant hologram over town hall. Well, guess we ought to go
take this
clean
terminal
ourselves
and
with that
trash
minister
it.
like she said.
That, if you're about to blast me about fixing that void-forsaken terminal, it'll have to wait. I'm entitled to a break like anyone else. I'm a technician. I've been getting pressure from folks up top to deploy these Protectorate drones to the military. The drones are ready to launch. All that he's doing is fixing their targeting priorities so they mark us as friendlies. But I can't breach the terminal's security protocols. Drones are only as dangerous as their programming. But it's a moot point anyway. These ones ain't gonna shift on their own anytime soon. And that there's a problem. I know it probably seems like we're up to our ducks in troops, but half of them are ex-Protectorate trainees who can't tell the business end of a rifle. We need these drones. Been key mashing all day. Surprised my fingers ain't stumps at this point. It was as simple as putting in the time, that'd be one thing. But it's a bit thornier than that. These Protectorate systems aren't like ours back home. Trip the wrong switch and you get locked out. Have to start all over. Ain't defeatist. Sometimes you gotta get away from the problem in order to solve the problem. That's what I'm doing. What? Oh, yeah. Must have gotten jammed in there prior to the If I can get these drones launched, you're welcome to help yourself to it. Guessing that, not that I need the help of some Protectorate townie, understand, but I bet a fellow drone operator like him would have some insight.
Don't go into that cheap saloon if you got a lick of gumption. They got no tolerance for it. Why do you think I'm out here? Has nothing to do with my current and very temporary shortage of funds.
Auntie's new line of specialty drinks for the discerning consumer. Auntie Fizzo's. Take the pressure off with Auntie Fizzo's, bottled under more than 3 atmospheres of pressure. Nature made apples, but Auntie Fizzo's made them.
People think I got ejected from the saloon because I'm 3 sheets to the wind. Well, maybe I am drunk. Drunk on bold ideas.
Never been the type to sit behind a desk all day.
Trying to stay on top in the cutthroat world of facility sanitation is not a... Why, of course. Once a drone operator, always a drone operator. Just enter this code and you should be able to circumvent any lock. Thank you for making me feel like a vital cog.
Ah! Ah!
Wowee, look at him go. Farah's gonna be pleased having them added to the arsenal. Drones launched, and no one dead. I'd say this calls for a celebratory smoke. Say, maybe we don't mention your part in all this to Kara, huh? Truth be told, she's taken issue with me as of late. Can't fault a fella for... Anyway, thanks for your help. Fairfield will be a lot, and before you go, take these. Reckon they'll come in...
Stay in line or I'll knock you to the bottom of the org chart.
Banter elsewhere. How about I do my job and you do whatever it is you do?
Yet you see fit to keep me in a constant state of consternation. With each unauthorized act, you jeopardize our hold of Fairfield.
Yes, but you must understand, the Protectorate citizenry is a hair's breadth from defection. Within the week, I'm certain.
Certain. Like the week prior and the week before that. Impressive foresight you wield. Should apply to join the Order of the Ascendant.
It would be difficult enough to convert the stubborn populace without your soldiers' constant, ill-advised forays.
Enough! Your yipping reminds me of my 2 old canids. I loved those canids. You, on the other hand, are trying my patience. We don't want to try Auntie's patience, do we?
No, Auntie.
Yes, I thought not. Now, unless you care to see what life in the lower rungs looks like, you will both of you cease your foolish maneuvering immediately. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, Auntie.
Good. See that it is done. I will brook no more disappointments. And while you're at it, you might want to look into your security situation,
Hey,
Commander.
Maddie.
I'm not accustomed to an audience when addressing my subordinates.
Who in the void? Eavesdropping on Auntie's choice business is like to get a body shot for spine. Though you're not wanting for moxie. I'll give you that.
Hold a moment, Carr. When opportunity comes visiting, perhaps it's better not to riddle it full of holes. Our new compatriot may be of assistance.
A surprisingly good point. Especially from you.
How you doing, dude?
She only forbade us using our own personnel. Be a whole other matter were a stranger to happen to aid one of us. But which? Well, you seem an observant sort, so I expect you'll tire of Milver Street's bluster soon enough. Come see me before agreeing to whatever absurdity he proposes. Unlike him, I have some work actually befitting your time. I'll be waiting.
Dang, dude. What dietary did you have to
alone
make?
At last, I never thought she'd leave. Now then, allow me to introduce myself. I am D.B.
And what symptoms
Milver
did you
Street,
have
Minister of
that
Marketing,
made
Duke
you
of
think you were?
Demographics, Commercial Condottiere, President of Promotional Material. Tell me, do you believe in signs?
Sugar and carded sugar. What symptoms are you having, dude? Sometimes I need to. Sometimes I think I need to get a check as well. But I'm not sure. I haven't been together. I suppose it's been 1.5 years since I had a blood test done, so it's been quite some time. But yeah, as someone who has no idea about how the human body functions and has forgotten everything that was taught to me in school, I don't know, man. How are you taking it? How will you handle it? It's a big life change, I imagine. I was just curious asking questions because like I said, sometimes I think I might be it as well. Given that I need to use the restroom more times a day than I used to, but it might also be an age. Oh, I don't know a single thing about it, man. But pre-diabetic is manageable, right? It's quite manageable. But that's good at least. I think my mom and dad are as well. I might be as well, but I don't go do health checks. So, you know, it's something I don't want to confront right now, so I'm not getting the blood test done, but to be fair, I eat much healthier now. Well, I don't really, but I eat better than I used to anyways. But yeah, dude, see how you go. Let me know how you progress with it. The knowledge will be good for me when I do get the courage to go to a doctor to get a checkup done. Anyways, the game. It's okay. I'm barely like 2 hours in, 2.5 hours in, so. You know, Fallout is special because Fallout has that wasteland appeal and that immediate draw of a unique setting. This is just, you know, space, but corporations are doing some stuff. It's like, it's not immediately, you know, doesn't attract you as much. It's not as interesting. Because I played the first one, but I can't remember a single thing about it, even though I watched the story recap. So, initial impressions are it's just okay. But I will get back to you as I progress with the game to see if it manages to rise above. Would you recommend this one? No. Not yet. I would need to play a lot more to see how it is. Like, I don't know. I think you're better off replaying Fallout. Because I replayed Fallout 3 last year, right? And I replayed Fallout New Vegas this year. I think you're better off doing that, to be honest. But yeah, I will let you know, because I'm not far enough in to give you a good take on it. Yeah, I'm going in with, because the first one I went into with high expectations. I even bought it on Epic or something. Because it was an Epic exclusive at launch. I was riding off the Obsidian hype and I bought it, and the first one I was really underwhelmed with. But this one I'm going in with tempered expectations to give it a fair shot. The combat seems improved, for sure. The RPG choices, so far, I've already gotten a few dialogue inputs based on my character creation options. But those things are sometimes front-loaded, so I don't... But so far, it's been good for that, because I created a dumb character. So in character creation, you can pick traits, and if you pick more than one positive trait, you have to pick a negative one, and the negative one I picked was dump. Dump obviously gives you special dialogue options, but it also restricts you from leveling up 5 of the skills in the game. You know, skills, right? Like speech, hacking, medicine, guns, explosives, lockpicking, stuff like that. 5 of those, if you have the dumb trait, you can't, so I had to lock 5 of those off. Because I thought it might be a more interesting playthrough. And one of the ones I locked was speech. Which I know is a controversial choice, right? Because, you know, people love to do speech in these types of games, myself included. But I remember playing Outer Worlds 1 and I thought I could do everything. That I had my speech maxed, I had science maxed, I had lockpicking maxed, I had hacking maxed. And it felt like whatever I wanted to do, I could do. So it didn't really give me a feel of having a particular build and a playthrough. So I'm trying... So that's why I picked the dumb one and restricted speech, because I thought it might make a more interesting playthrough. So far, based off that, I've gotten more, you know, dialogue inputs based on the choices I have made. But like I said, it's in the very start of the game, and the setting, you know, it's not Fallout, right? But which immediately draws you in. So with time, I'm hoping it will draw you in. But otherwise, you know, I don't have anything negative to say, but I don't necessarily have a lot of positive to say either. It's just I need more time with it, like I said, to assess it. I haven't played enough. How did your ARAMs go, dude? Were you playing with eagles? Well, I don't mean that in a condescending way, but you know what I mean, like friends, you can... I didn't mean that in a mean way. I just meant, you know, just friends you're playing with. Who you might be hitting on, I don't know, dude. Fuck's sakes, I don't know a single thing.
Not quite what I meant, but I like your contempt for boundaries. I could put your adventurous spirit to good use. I do not believe in signs. I believe in opportunities. Right now, at this moment, you and I have an opportunity to save countless lives. But I'm hardly the type to beg and ask for nothing in return. Tell me, what do you desire of this island?
Ah, god damn it. Spilled some of my energy drink.
With that hat? Absolutely not.
Is this a bad time to mention I can read lips? Do you mean the Vox Relay? That's a big tower. You do? Well, listen carefully. If you help me with what I want, I can get you into the Vox. Or all the socks you need. Better yet, helping me shall result in our saving dozens, no, hundreds of lives. Your conscience shall be renewed. You can't blame a body for wanting to practice, can you? Fine. I'll give it to you straight then. Auntie may demand Carr and I do nothing, but for each moment I remain inactive, dozens fall in meaningless combat. I seek a persuasive method of alleviating this conflict. The Protectorate utilizes a procedure known as mental refreshment to ease the temperament of wayward subjects. The Ministry of Accuracy contains vital information about the process and where it is performed. This is the prize I seek. I previously sent a grafted soldier.
Trooper Sealong to retrieve said information, but I have not heard from her in some time. Consequently, I must presume the worst. I have some faint recollections of the fuzz beneath my hat. Perhaps I saw such a name amidst my perusal of the Protectorate domicile assignment records. The record room is in this building. You have my permission to peruse at your leisure. Yes, one additional word of warning. The good Commander Carr shall not take kindly to your working with me, though that is a bridge most worth burning in my estimate. An opportunity to attain my goals and stick my finger in Babylon's eye? Today's as grand as when I led in the performance department showing of Life of a Salesman. Find your way to the Ministry of Accuracy. And if Trooper Sealong is still alive, do send her back here to debrief. She's still contracted to us after all. The prodigal freelancer returns. Do not leave me in Go visit the...
But yeah, dude, I don't know. I'll let you know how it goes.
I know she don't look it, but she's more dangerous than she seems. Even the whole of Spacer's Choice couldn't outmaneuver her.
Well, if it ain't DB Milverstreet's newest sycophant. I'm Officer Babylon Carr, and you can consider that introduction the start and end of our personable relationship. If you'd spoken with me like I suggested, mayhaps the two of us could bandy words, but you didn't. And taking sides with Milverstreet means I got no use for you.
Fair enough, Lane.
Commander, there is a 98.7% chance that hunting Agent DeVries will require greater amounts of ammunition than you currently possess. Ammunition can be purchased at vending machines or crafted at a workbench using materials like this collection of scrap metal and powder.
I can also help you craft items in a pinch when we're out together. Most won't even explode on you.
You'd make a great lower manager.
Welcome, welcome. See anything you like? Well, if it isn't a new face in Fairfield. What I meant to say is that we now have the new improved Purple Berry Crunch. Now with 10% more flavor. Or was it crunch? Now, there's a stumper. I'll be honest, I'm not quite sure. Volume, maybe? Breakability? Really feel like I should know this. Anyway, let's try this again. Welcome to more. I've been working the store going on a few weeks now. Still finding my stride with all the marketing suavities, as you witnessed. Advertising's been a right struggle to get a hold of, much to my chagrin. I don't mean to offer correction, but according to Auntie Cleo's Guide for the Celebrated Salesperson, advertising isn't deception. In the Protectorate, we were told our wants didn't matter as long as our needs were met. But in Auntie's Choice, wanting isn't just permitted, it's encouraged. Well, advertising is an essential part of my business. According to the guide, in situations such as this, I'm to consult my marketing department for new copy. Except I don't have one of those. Never made an ad of my own. But you seem a perspicacious sort. Maybe you can help me draft something that'll prick a customer's interest. Wonderful. So, what I've got here is mostly weapons and armor. Good quality. Looks mighty nice. Any thoughts on how best to pretty up the mention of them? Huh. A touch forceful, don't you think? Thanks for all your help. Now, is there anything I can do? Thanks for noticing. All part of the presentation, of course. Think success? It'd be a mite tricky for anyone to swipe something when I'm standing right here. Sure thing. When you want... Say, I think I'm getting a handle on this.
Knock off the funny business.
That must be the greenhouse. You know, one where that Emily is supposed to be moving stolen goods.
Let's see, man. What quest do I have?
A lot of fresh blood in the talent pool around here with these protectorate defectors. Not sure how I feel about that, except that I hate it.
Might I have a word tonight? I know I've been pushing to find DeVries, so this might seem a bit of a left turn. Got an old friend here on the island, the doctor who patched me up after Horizon Point. I tracked him to Westport a short time ago, but never got up the nerve to visit. Reckon we could drop by and pay him a visit? Brief one, of course. Not sure he'd still consider me such, but I had some bad years on my own. That starts with writing accounts. This friend of mine, Zebulon Tran, I let him down. After I recovered from Horizon Point, Zeb and I ran together for a spell, doing what we could. Too small for Zeb, as it turned out. He was unhappy before I showed up, and after, I had my orders. I was to stay low. Couldn't let the Protectorate catch wind of an Earth Directorate agent in its midst. But Zeb, he kept pushing to take more extreme action. Resistance is a mite strong. Wasn't like he was part of some greater movement. He avoided speaking out of line, but he was already spinning up discontent by the time. We worked hard, but the Protectorates are, often than not, our help only made targets of the folks whose lives we were trying to improve. Didn't matter what we did. Arcadia was still caught under the Protectorate's boot. Yeah, maybe. Easy to say that. Anyway, things weren't good. Zeb and I couldn't find the rhythm we had before. Only later I learned Zeb hadn't given up the struggle like I assumed he would. He got to stay in mental refreshment for his trouble. That's the last I heard of him. If the Protectorate suspects someone of having an independent... And these folks who get refreshed, they come out less themselves. I don't know how it affected Zeb, but it's high past time I found out. If it weren't for Zeb, I'd be in the ground. It's a debt I never properly repaid. And since finding you, well, a lot feels much appreciated, Commander. Westport's on the east side of the island. I tracked Zeb to somewhere on its outskirts, but never got up the nerve to visit before now.
Feels good to be back in the saddle, don't it, Val? Kind of reminds me of my days at Nixon North, dodging Protectorate patrols.
You remember that?
Memory not found.
Ah, well. That's sorry, Val. I'll just have to do the remembering for both of us.
Oh, what's this? Non-protectorate personnel just sauntering up onto my porch, free as they please. Admit I'm accustomed to a... State your purpose, outsider, or exit yon way you came. Well, that all sounds rather exciting, like something out of an Aetherwave serial. Most in the Protectorate don't know what the Earth Directorate is. You travel freely. I'll forgo appealing to your sense of duty, as those outside the Protectorate lack such motivating principles. I presume you accept payment for services? In my role, I compile material providing special insight on other... During recent troubles, unsavory elements removed certain items from my old office. Oh, to the point then. A full set of... Once you have one of the 10 periodicals in... May safety amit... You've returned. I take it once you have... Stay true, outsider.
Injuries detected. How may this unit assist you?
Being anyway. Need something, Commander? Sure. Always happy to...
Give the signal.
Emergency protocol syringes primed. Engaging combat protocol.
No, Jackson, don't! Don't fret. With these boots, I can fly! Oh!
Jackson, you're too young to be a crater in the dirt! Oh, law, I can't believe he jumped that way.
Sir, I know this isn't the time, but are they gonna put us to the gallows for this?
What? No. That ain't how we operate in Auntie's Choice, Liza. We might be looking at a pretty fierce demotion for losing half our workforce and getting stuck up here, though.
Demotion to fertilizer?
No. Now cease your jawing. This ain't the time. Hey, you! You down there! Would you mind checking on our fellow? Might he have survived the fall?
I'm pleased not to be the only one wonder.
Not the only one? How did you get assigned to a biological commodities assessment? Nope, never mind. That's stranger. Friend, we've been stuck atop this machine since Ida, one of our new Protectorate acquisitions, had her gray matter scrambled by the height, jumped down, and landed right in its gears. I admit it looks bad, but please don't tell me you're filing a complaint. I didn't ask for these
That's unnecessarily hurtful. But I understand why you're lashing out.
No. I mean, yes. Well, maybe. Probably. I'm fairly sure Jackson thought the boots would work. A mistake likely inspired by misbegotten faith in his old way of life. But Ida, I can't fathom no sensible motive. She joined us shortly after Auntie liberated her with the freedom of meritocracy, and she seemed happy enough.
Were you not listening? She said she'd always be a loyal subject. It was part of the endless inculcation we endured in the Protectorate. It can prove insurmountable for some.
The notion that she'd sacrifice herself, even after seeing the vast possibilities in staying alive and climbing the corporate ladder, it's just impossible to cognize. There ain't no way off this platform besides jumping, and you've seen how that ends. But you being down there makes you uniquely qualified. The reason Jackson tried using those plasma thruster boots was to gather a piece of machinery we'd spotted on a little table.
It's a drive overloader. If we install it, we can push the platforms on.
Though the power of that overloader will deluge the system and, well, overload the drive.
So if you were to use them boots to bound up the spire and deliver the overloader to us, we'd avoid the tragic fate of our two former cohorts. What? It's your duty as a subject to...
No, Liza, remember, you're not Protectorate anymore.
Discharged if the disbursement is dutifully deserved.
So, bits, stranger. We'll give you bits if you get us down before we starve. Poor Jackson wasn't raised in the Protectorate with a mind for science, and mistakenly thought the word thrust. They're experimental. We'd not laid eyes on them before. But the data we found with them says they were actually designed to... If you activate the plasma thrusters when you're already airbound, they could give you a fair bit of extra boost. It should let you turn a quick hop into a surprisingly grand vault.
Thank the Sovereign... thank...
Wholesome programming played at a reasonable volume. You're listening to Protectorate Sanctioned Wireless. Special update. Everything has been found to be splendid. Everyone grateful and content. Sleep soundly, knowing you are safe at all times from malingerers of our fair Eden. Even our most capable defenders are well defended. Consider our Arbiter training facility, east of Fairfield, near the Broken Spire. It is impervious to infiltration thanks to its unflagging automechanical guardians. Only the most incautious base individualists would dare set foot within sensor range. Let them. Prudence dictates. Those who live solely for themselves die alone. Also painfully and bullet-riddled.
Next up.
Long ago, the Matriarch devised the paradigm plan to support a bounteous life for all Protectorate subjects. From the tender fillet in your latest meal, down to this exquisite next song. From the tender fillet in your latest meal, down to this exquisite next song.
When the outside tries its best to disrupt us, and the sentinels will always heed the call.
Oh, you're by our Brachithecium rutabulum. They're found in bandages and burn tinctures.
But a curse that looms so near.
If you don't have that drive overloader, ascending may be awake.
For us all. When faithless subjects try to corrupt us, our guardian will always make them fall. The heroes now, they're full of strength and power. Sending
That's it? It was that easy?
Send them in, they will always win. Sending the sentinel. That's all. La 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 la. When the outside tries its best to invade us, our champions will cleanse the streets.
That was some impressive climbing. Poor Jackson could have learned a thing or two from you. Starting with the right direction to jump, I suppose.
Send in the sentinel.
Wonderful. Get us down, and I'll happily compensate you in accordance with standard anti...
We've certainly found our way into a most harrowing circumstance, He hadn't been here terribly long, so we weren't particularly familiar. Still, he seemed like a friendly, kind sort, albeit a headstrong one. I'm sorry. Please do hurry. I've lost count of how many meals we've missed, but it is closer to many that...
For us all.
This is Protectorate Sanctioned Wireless. Social guidance and approved messaging, punctuated by acceptable music.
We are all encouraged to live in the moment. How can one not when life is so? Yet, it's every subject's duty to reflect fondly.
Oh, thank the law. I never thought of myself as a vertiginous sort, but being trapped 100 meters in the air will make you reconsider.
I mirror that sentiment, to be certain. In fact, Auntie will have to pay me triple if heights are to be involved. And isn't it grand to be in a system that allows me that freedom?
Recognized that old Earth had become a fallow garden, where only the seeds of base emotions, avarice, jealousy, hate, might sprout. She whisked us to Eden. We flourished under her guiding light, as life-giving as the star we call Arcadia. Thank the matriarch when you bask in our sun's warmth. Although without flaw, the matriarch was still mortal.
What do you mean? You're already getting our urgently improvised extortive rate.
First sovereign. We thank
Fair enough, stranger. What with? Here's your reward for evacuating us with all our parts intact. I perhaps ain't as awash in currency as I'd prefer. It was useful for identifying crops we'd missed in our harvest. But to be honest, I'd like a little distance from...
You're really something
Thanks
else,
again
stranger.
for getting us off that
Thank you for
literal
getting
ledge.
us down.
Though with our gratitude meaningfully expressed...
Our station offers only the best in music for Protectorate subjects. It's your due, because our way is superior to others.
Expressed through the requisite bits.
Is it me, or has my ankle been squeaked? Anyway, need something, Commander? Sure. Oh.
Hell. I've stood this post so many times, I can do it in my sleep.
Mind you don't let the bosses appear.
You ever find yourself with too much disposable?
I see a huge
Plenty of ideas on how to dispose of it.
I've been gone a while. How'd it go? Tell me you got good news. Why, that's terrible. What? Sovereign's finest potato corollary. Jackson, you idiot! Ah! It's a good thing he's dead, because if he wasn't, I'd kill him! There's no... God damn it! This was supposed to be my easy path to a promotion. Must be something I can do to salvage this. Tell me, did you come across any other advanced Protectorate technology while you were there? Anything more, well, easily marked? If I only had something, anything... Well, here's all I can spare in regards to your compensation. Try not to spend it all in one place. In the unlikely event things somehow pan out and I get that big promotion, I'll see your...
Every time I think I'm having a bad day, these riffs got me awful perturbed. Ain't reality hard enough without some nerve-wracking phenomenon punching holes in it?
Sanctioned Wireless presents I, Red Cloak, the reassuring adventures of a mysterious sentinel who roots out the rot of dangerous thought. I, Red Cloak. Her sentinel senses ever keen, the eyes of the sovereign, watching you, your neighbors, your household pets, ensuring all subjects live in perfection, lockstep with the paradigm. Episode 1, Unwholesome Food for Thought.
Don't let the unhealthful foodstuffs of this eating establishment distract you, fellow Sentinel Dunning. We're deep in Auntie's territory for a reason, to find the Order spy.
Understood, Sentinel Redcloak. The turncoat is supposed to meet their corporate contact here. Rest assured, my eyes are attentive, even as my stomach revolts. How these wage slaves survive on this artificial swill is beyond...
Can I get you robust individuals another trough of Auntie Cleo and Pal's Borstwurst? Perhaps an additional flavor packet of emulsified meat shavings?
Thank you, no, food vendor. Just the meal bill, if you please.
Fine. The food tally comes to 77 bits.
Very well. My companion here will pay.
Plus an additional 25% for utensil rental and byproduct disposal surcharges.
Merciful law. 25%?
What a surprise. I must feed my addiction to needless wares and tawdry luxuries like everyone else in my
One
materialistic
skill
society.
points gained, why not? You, especially with dumb.
Beg for compensation at every turn.
There's only so many you can put them in.
No doubt. Pity them. While we have the sovereign to see to every want. These big rubbers must seek
Get in there!
burdening others to eke out their empty existence.
How I miss home's abundance.
They'll be home soon enough. Just pay the surcharge, companion. I'll help with the calculation. 25% of 77 bits is...
19.25.
Right. Why not round to 20 for ease of bookkeeping?
But the correct methodology for rounding this decimal is to the next lower whole number. In this case...
My suspicions confirmed. You're the very turncoat we've been searching for, Dunning.
Oh! Egad! You fell your companion in one well-nourished punch. How did you know he was not your true compatriot?
Let's just say it all added up.
Hands where I can see them, Red Cloak.
Huh. Guns after all. Most of these iron.
Yeah, it's real sad how our trainees will have the armaments to defend us now. I swear, Kemp, sometimes I wonder about you.
Hey, I resemble the
I think you mean resent.
law.
Appreciate your help.
I guess the real treasure were the guns we found along the way.
On our side.
As the sovereign.
Whoever fixes this rift problem is definitely getting a whole side.
Sympathizer, only to become ensnared deep in Auntie's territory. Will she escape their corporate clutches? Yes, of course she will. Those who express doubt regarding the abilities of a true and upright Protectorate Sentinel should seek mental refreshment at once. Our heroes' reassuring adventures continue in the next episode of I, Red Cloak. It's obligatory listening wireless entertainment.
I find myself asking, what would Red Cloak do? Dutifully transition to other content, of course. Now listen to this.
Side suite with an Elysium view in head office tower. Wish they'd solve it already. These riffs are giving me the
No signs of corrosion. Exhaust manifold still warm. Come on, baby. I can't help you if you don't tell me what's wrong. You just stopping by to admire the mines, or is there something I can help you? See this system here? It deploys extreme countermeasures against overhead attacks in the form of aerial explosives. However, the whole thing is currently non-op. No sky mines means the enemy can blow in like a bad sail, and we'll all be passing in our bits before you can say, gee, nice. Not unless your talent for interruption matches your knowledge of lifting mechanisms. Like it's that easy, huh? All right, let's see you try that. I was being sarcastic, you ninny. I wouldn't trust you near a mech. Go do something that's not being in my way. All right, baby. It's just me and you. Me and you again. Now, how's about we figure out what's wrong?
program's gone down.
Listen, may the sovereign...
Sorry,
Have a
time is
profitable
bits.
day.
It's this time.
Now let
I'm simply not credulous. I'd welcome you, would-be consumer, but we are not a retail. Please visit the various consumer locations around Fairfield for all your purchasing needs. I have far too many claims on my time to be able to cater to the curious at the moment. I was meant to have help, but they lacked the barest amount of gray matter it takes to keep from getting locked up by excessive corporate malfeasance. Breaking my back, trying to buttress all these vines on top of all my other jobs. Oh, the bits I wouldn't pay for some of those mechs the Protectorate used. So, is there anything else, or can I get back to work? Really? Feel you're entitled to that information, do you? Because all these plants were unknown inside Auntie's Choice. Though I expect word any day that the big brains in R&D will have tweaked and twisted these plants so they're... And my contract says I get 0.003427% of net after development, testing, packaging, advertising, and distribution costs. So you know, it's quite the setup, ain't it? Before we took Fairfield, Auntie's Choice didn't have anything like this. But the Protectorate grows all their greens the old-fashioned way, with water, and then again, they all only have one job, so they have the time to indulge in all those sorts of archaic whimsies. Damn lucky Crabble copulators. Research mostly. Some wholesale. And as the base for some small batch, highly exclusive. Though I expect word any day that the big brains in R&D will have tweaked and twisted these plants so they're better than nature. And my contract says I get 0.003427% of net after development, testing, packaging. Well, I've got a lot left to do.
And the sentinels will always heed the call. It's a blessing for fear, but a curse for those so near. Sending the sentinels for soul. And faithless subjects try
Fix all sorts.
guardians will always make them fall. The heroes of the hour, they're full of strength and power. Sending the sentinels for us all. Send them
Wireless.
You're back. Why? Well, I've got a lot left.
These incessant jingles over the loudspeakers. Do they ever cease?
Nope. You probably hear them in your dreams.
I ain't even close to hitting rock
Can't you see I'm
bottom
on the
yet.
clock here?
I guess the
Appreciate
real
your
treasure
help.
were the guns we found
These
along the way.
weapons are gonna save lives. On our side, anyway. Don't believe the rumors.
I must ask you to return. I'm here for any doctorial services you may.
Schedule an appointment if you need to talk to me.
No time to conversate.
I'm here to spread unfettered free trade, not you.
Sometimes I get the feeling we're not welcome.
I'm here to spread unfettered free trade. Not chew the fat.
Someday, when I make it big in lower middle management, I'm gonna come back here and buy them.
Peddle your wares elsewhere.
What is it? Make it quick, yeah?
The prodigal freelancer.
Reese sure has some chic putting the Earth Directorate symbol on her wall after everything she's done.
My cover story has worked. I am safely ensconced at the Vox station, assigned to the lowly Information Input and Retrieval Department. Seems a colony so certain of its absolute control over its subjects can be less than rigorous when it comes to security. I was able to easily widen out a space behind the walls of the main control room to establish my safe room, giving me unfettered access to the communication transfer conduits. I have hacked into their system downstream from the security protocols, so I am able to infiltrate their entire system with them being none the wiser. While I have little doubt as to the success of our mission, trepidation still gnaws at me, though I cannot say why. Perhaps it is simply the normal mission commencement jitters. I thought my duties complete. Information gathered, reports filed, preparations made. I'd even created a fictitious identity and work transfer to Horizon Point Station well ahead of schedule, in order to keep anyone from tracking my movements upon commencing the mission. All that was left was the waiting. Or so I thought. Then, troubling information came to light. I've seen the numbers. I've seen the equations. While I don't understand all of it, I understand enough to know it is the truth. And I am the only one in a position to act upon it. Though it means the betrayal of my team and the duty I swore to uphold. But can I? I did it. They are all dead. And I am still alive. I had not expected this. I had prepared no alibi, and so felt assured my ruse would be discovered and I'd not have to carry this burden. But the complete gullibility of the Protectorate subjects cannot be underestimated, it seems. My threadbare excuse of my grievous wounds as pitchball injuries was accepted without question. I can only keep telling myself it had to be done. Something which becomes harder by the day as the rift anomaly grows in the sky. My cover story has worked, seems a call. I was able to... I have hacked. Well, I have. I'd even create all that was left. Well, I don't. And I am...
I can't believe this. Void me if I understand any of this. DeVries sold us out for what? Because of a few equations? Some dots and lines on a graph? I mean, she wasn't a damn scientist. She said it herself. She didn't understand all of it, the math. So what was she thinking? When it results in a bunch of innocent folk getting maimed, or how can you be so even-tempered about this? I know you didn't know her like I did. Like I thought damn it! I never wanted to talk about this. I wanted to just leave it alone. DeVries may have saved me on Triangulum, but I wasn't the only one looked up to her. Lots of the other recruits talked about her too. Back at we all thought she was the pinnacle of what an agent should be. Tough, smart, ain't a job she couldn't get done. And better and faster than everyone else. Inspired all of us. Reckon so. Some might embarrassing how much worship we all put on her name. You put a tool in my hand, figure my own career could be just that. Doing for others what she done for me. Never imagined and then she betrayed us. Tried telling myself it was an accident, but now we've got the cold, hard proof it wasn't. Law only knows why she trusted the Order's numbers. Ain't cynical for turn. DeVries was willing to sacrifice. I mean, she always struck me as so pragmatic, real sensible-like. Never figured she'd go all in on predictions from a bunch of used to think they were good people trying to do right by their beliefs. But if they put the idea in DeVries' head to leave us for dead, I don't take issue with folks clinging to whatever keeps them afloat. Math, science, the grand architect, Volt. But when those beliefs start to require hurting others, even killing them, that's worth questioning their virtue. No, didn't even know DeVries was alive until she brought the satellite down. Until then, what kept me going was mostly training and stubbornness. But to your point, holding someone who's wronged you accountable for their actions ain't an act of vengeance. Some might call it justice. You forget we're on the same side here, Commander? I'm not the only one DeVries wronged. She robbed you of 10 years of your life. Don't you want recompense for that? Whatever her plans, she started putting them in place while stationed undercover at the Vox Relay. Our next point of reckoning's got to be someone on the island who can help us with.
My cover story has worked. I am safely ensconced. Seems a colony so certain of it. I was able to easily widen out a space behind the walls of the main control room to establish my safe room, giving me unfettered access to the communication transfer conduits. While I have little doubt as to the success of our mission, trepidation still gnaws. I thought my duties complete. I'd even created a fictitious identity, and all that was left was the waiting. Or so I thought. Well, I don't understand all of it, and I am the only one in a position. I did it. With the complete gullibility of the... I can only keep telling...
Juliana. Oh, my Juliana. Even though I now rank among the Protectorate's foes, I hoped you would return to me. Every night I would sneak out of Fairfield, despite the danger, desperate to find you. Hoping you would see fit to join your wife. Yet no one has heard from you since you went to the Skycutter facility. Not in 2 weeks. I can only assume the worst.
Ectoplasm.
I think I can stay in this town any longer.
Nope.
Perhaps...
Just taro excrement.
Perhaps if I return to suffer the Protectorate's justice, I shall at least learn what became of you. And if you are gone, I hope I shall be executed. Then at least we shall be together.
Heavens, Auntie, you scared the living dick. Shouldn't sneak up on a man like that. Good way to earn a bullet betwixt the eyes. You know, you might be right. Guess I should apologize for all that hullabaloo before. Just mistook you for another unfleshly manifest. Sure as I am, there's a fine tale to be told. It all started the other night. Saw a personage leaving the greenhouse late. Figured it for Emily, but happened again the next night. Gave chase that time, but lost him hereabouts. I turned a corner and they'd up and vanished. I've knocked on doors, peeped a few windows, but then the being of pure information probably wouldn't linger on this plane any longer than necessary. Too tiresome to be much. Well, maybe. I still don't know all the particulars yet, right? It's all gotta go somewhere after we cash in our bits. Who's to say some of that matter don't... I certainly won't say no to having a fresh set of lamps on it. Saw you coming this time.
I suppose it was only a matter of time until we were discovered. Though what an odd thing to die for. Apples. Is that not why you've come? Because you discovered our recent larceny at the greenhouse? The greenhouse's stolen bounty offered a healthy alternative to gorging ourselves on that vending machine poison. Alas, I was spotted on 1 or 2 forays. Starving? Hardly. We have greater stores of strength than you suppose. This hunger is a momentary distraction, nothing more. If you are conniving for some concession of weakness...
Thought I saw you disappear in here. Oh. Seems I've stumbled into quite the shindig. You lot been hiding out in here all this time? Touch cramped, ain't it?
Please, stay. It would please me.
Not very copacetic, are you, folk?
If this exchange is not to your liking, I can accommodate you with a bullet instead. Spare me your insults. They mean less than nothing coming from the mouth of a corporate pet. I would sever my own hands at the wrist rather than sign a generous offer. But we prefer to die in the service of the Sovereign. This was...
Ready to waste. Nobody around.
Guess I had this mystery all wrong. A small part of me was hoping... Nah, never mind. It's downright foolish. I lost a friend in the invasion. A good friend. Thought maybe all this was her trying to send me a message of some kind. Huh. Well, it must seem woeful of me to be carrying on in this fashion, though, don't it? Looking for signs and such. I appreciate that. Never really talked about the direction of my thoughts on this topic with no one before. I'm practically a detective now. I wonder what other mysteries around here need solving.
You're back. Why? Really? Feel you're intact? It doesn't? So, is there anything else, or can I get back to work? Well, I've...
Why do you corporate folks do all the hard work instead of letting auto mechanicals do it?
Because we get paid to do it. We need the money so we can buy things.
You're back. Why? You read my terminal? How embarrassing. Not that I thought anyone had come snooping. I'd made careful arrangements to tie up. So, why are you so interested in my other work? You're not part of compliance. Because Auntie's Choice expects you to forge a path that's ambitious and self-deterministic, but not blah. I can't even fathom Auntie's economy if every eager go-getter operating on the gray edge of strictly legal suddenly... You know, I've been looking for some backfills with the kind of cleverness usually only found on the seedy lower decks of the claim. Feel like making a few bits? It's Auntie's flagship, where all the best movers, shakers, and up-and-coming ne'er-do-wells hone their killer instincts. Work for me, and I'm part of Sub Rosa. We're a group of merchants, information brokers, and commodity traders who We're the best way to get things done in Auntie's space if you're looking for profit. Want to buy it, sell it, move it? We've got someone to do it for you. Puh, they were rubes, nitwits, dolts so lacking in they had to be dealt with so we could all get back to work. So, long as your brain pan's filled with more than a half-dead sprat spinning on a rusty wheel, I absolutely guarantee. Well, isn't that just wonderful? I had no suspicion when you walked through my door that you'd help resolve the last of the morass. And all we need you to do is access Quartermaster Cardosa's terminal and scrub any Spectrum vodka from her. It's already been resold, so having it in her system could become problematic. Expunge it, and I get you some bits, and the friendship of Sub Rosa all over the system. Because we are the black market in Arcadia. Sub Rosa feeds that appetite to not just survive, but to thrive. Trust me, for both short-term benefits and long-term prospects, you want to be our friend. It'll probably be nothing. She's just a sergeant. So, if she catches you, about the worst she can do is, and I'll be waiting.
Gonna need a bigger store. Let me guess. Gun keeps jamming, armor don't quite fit snug as you like. State your division and I'll get you outfitted. Quick and proper. We ought to find you a new war bonnet first off. Just a little something to prevent more damage to your... As Chief Replenishment Officer, it's my privileged duty to tell me what you need and I'll do my ample best to supply you. Those hoople heads. First they botched their work up here, now the Grove. Well, I thank you for help. What do you need this time? Good eye. Though I'd say they're better than nice. Got more armor than a hammer claw, but better If things had turned out differently, it might be someone else standing here. While I'd be off piloting one of those. Don't have the aptitude for flight, apparently. But this role suits me fine. I like the upward mobility, in the metaphorical business sense, I mean. I heard you got the bug, huh? She's a beauty up close, ain't she? More cylinders than you can...
And over there, you see, the fuselage has been modified to endure the pressure of repeated entries, which...
Tell me what you need, and I'll do my ample best to supply you. No one here but you, me, and...
Can't you see I'm busy trying to look busy?
The target is not... Trainee Lindell, be so kind as to remind...
Guns are wet.
And do we aim weapons at colleagues? Or at our own unprotected upper stories? Even in jest? Hint, we do not. The soldiers before you are former Protectorate subjects, mainly of the farming variety. They're accustomed to being told what to do, when to do it, even how to think. Well, I'm not one to idle in the path of a good faith effort to... There's just one problem. I don't know you. So...
What? The commander here is an experienced Deadeye and a...
Much as I'm inclined to trust the word of your compatriot, I still expect you to advocate for yourself. You're the one who wishes to speak with my recruits, after all. A teacher must always believe in the promise of their... Respectfully, Lindell!
Why are you pestering me? Do I look like
Guns
middle
are
management?
weapons, not tools.
Ever read that middle
blaming the wind.
Really shores up.
You return. I don't suppose you're here. I'm not aware of any invasion. You and Trainee we are here as liberators, not invaders. We're bringing the free market to those without the... I understand it must look like violence. But listen to any of our ex-Protectorate colleagues speak on their lives before. The stories they tell are stories of oppression. Where the Sovereign punishes individual... Please don't think me rude for abbreviating our conversation, but... You've returned.
Consume in peace and we won't have a problem.
How about I do my job, and you do what?
Yeah, you'd be... What do you need this time? I'm sh...
Hello again. You get that inventory issue sorted? How grand. That officially mops up the last of the mess from the buffoons that... And while this might be a tad fewer bits than you... Just keep watching for paintings of a stylish yellow rose with a split black circle near the middle. Like the one you passed on your way in. Find that rose, and you find Sub Rosa. Just keep watching for paintings of a stylish yellow rose with a split black circle near the middle. Like the one you passed on your way in.
This new corporate life is so confusing for us protectorate folks.
question?
I did. When I asked if I could ask.
Outsider.
Told my manager, a man is not a slice of nanner, Mr. Overton. Then I said, I am more than
Whoever took down our anti-hologram is a traitor of the highest order.
Would pulverizing them suffice? No, I couldn't liquefy them. Approach with less haste next time, won't you? Copernicus may be tame, but he still doesn't take kindly to being stuck. You don't know? But I thought this is top secret. Thank the law you knew to enforce protocol, lest I blabber corporate secrets to the wrong person. No, wait. You're not one of Auntie's choice. Aren't you a sly one? I am Ethel Tinsley, chimeric scientist. Officer Carr has been in a state waiting for me to train the Raptidons to, maul on command. One might say I'm perhaps a bit on edge. Folk here have grown weary, shall we say, with the war effort. And with avoiding Carr and... if you two have spotted the chasm between them. I'm unused to the way things are done here, I suppose. The Protectorate leadership never behaved in such a manner. The fact is that those two never got along particularly well, even under the best of circumstances. One wishes to woo Protectorate subjects to our ranks. The other wishes to secure a decisive victory with weaponry and technology. As for which approach is best, I wish I knew. I see. I hope his spirits may be sustained. It takes great courage or desperation to acknowledge the wrongs of one's... Or perhaps he will manage to prove me wrong with his powers of persuasion. Very well. I ought to focus more on my... I work directly with Officer Carr and her soldiers to ensure in theory, they'll be trusted to guard our most precious assets, including our leadership. For now, they deter encroachment from wild Raptidons. It's most agreeable. Oh, dear. I rather hoped that Copernicus rolled off the tongue a sight better than designation C0. hello again. Remember not to move too swift. What can I do for you?
Know him anyway. Need something, Commander? Sure.
Prodigal freelancer returns. No.
Soldier. Merciful law, is this? Tell me you did not steal my I'll wait for the reviews to be distributed along the proper channel. Promotion denied? No, this has to be a mistake. How can Officer Carr claim I don't understand supply and demand regarding shifting market urgency? That's unfair. And that lowered our burial fees. Carr clearly... Well, the next review period's right around the corner. Take this for your trouble. While I learn my lesson. That is the Make sure to collect your reward at the bounty terminal if you haven't already. Better now that you've thinned the herd of... Real shame about my performance review.
Engaging combat.
The idea is to kill them. I'm the one you need to worry about.
Seems nowhere on Paradise Island's going untouched by this war.
Engaging hostile.
I'll take fighting raps over living in a surveillance state any day.
Your insides are leaking outside, Commander.
Hey, it's 75. Hey, you! Get over here before you get yourself killed.
No, you ain't got what I need. And you can't come stumbling around here looking like prey. These raps ain't had a bite to eat since their pods dropped from the look of it. And a desperate rapt is a dangerous rapt. Yeah? Well, I'm Trooper Silong. Inez, former combat medic, Enhanced Soldier Division. Now just a menial troubleshooter who looks to have gotten her job swept out from under her. They're always counting me out. Every single one of them. And now, they ain't even letting me finish the jobs they send me on. Kinda making it hard to prove myself here. And this rep didn't even have anything that could help my graft. This whole thing's a wash. I'm sick of it. If you had, you'd know. Unless you're accustomed to seeing folk roaming around with exposed muscle fibers or stunted extra limbs on their backs. Other than punch a hole in my armor, cause Huel at the saloon to yell in consternation, not much, at present. I'm considered a liability. My graph's all wrong. Most everyone else who got one passed or became permanently incapacitated. So they shuttered the program. It was a total failure. Everyone in Fairfield reckons my time will come soon too. But I'm still mostly upright. For now. I just know I can do more for Auntie and for the war. It's just this damn contract. Unless I can amend it so I might fix my graft, proving myself ain't happening anytime soon. Weren't many of us grafted soldiers to begin with. To think I'm one of the lucky ones. No. Enhanced Soldier Division was the fancy public-facing name for the grafting program. And when I say it was shuttered, I mean completely fucking demolished. Bet they'd erase it from the financial records if they could. It was that much of an embarrassment. In the wake of such a failure, it's left us grafted folks with no support. I only been able to treat my own ailments thanks to Doc Tinsley in Fairfield. She worked for the program for a time. She's a good one. If the graft were an imaginary boo-boo, I wouldn't be in this mess, friend. It's paperwork that's the problem. You looked at the fine print of an employment contract lately? It says any action taken by a worker that could result in impeded work must be approved by the contract holder. Not only would trying to fix my graft impede my work, but it's also financially unviable, unproven, a risky investment. So I'm stuck with a limb that's slowly poisoning me. Could pursue fixing it myself were I out of my contract, but if I attempted to end it, I'd have to waive all employment rights for the next year. It's a non-starter. All right. Suppose if you've been in my position and managed to do well for yourself, could be an option worth keeping on the table, if all else fails. Get the feeling you will. Anyhow, think I'll good luck in there.
Just me, or did Inez remind you of Helen? Tough like her. Shame she's with Auntie's choice.
I'll take care of him, Commander.
Sequencing attack strategy.
Commander, watch your vitals!
Removing.
probably exactly what Milver Street's after.
I've been bartering with defectors. Traded one forced rocket. For a whole tin of prestige force flow. Straight up.
Don't go into that cheap saloon if you got a lick of gumption. They got no power.
All right, so you got her working. Bully for you. You did good work. Try not to let it... Here. Managed to cobble some frags together, and seeing how expertly you worked, you may as well take this armor modification.
You know, I'm really starting to feel hopeful about settling here in Fairfield.
It's safe inside the mall, so just do as you're told.
I don't much appreciate you undermining my work, Minister. When have I ever not made a go of a job for you, huh? Is it so damn hard to extend a mind of trust?
Calm down. You know well would not have been necessary had you completed your task in a timely manner.
I'll calm down when you stop bringing your little excuses. How about that?
My, such aggression. Scarcely need add hostility to your list of inadequacies.
Ain't so sure you want to work for this imbecile, friend.
Trooper Sealong, no mind. The individuality encouraged by Auntie's choice sometimes inspires employees to speak out of how has your progress been? Have you acquired what we discussed? I do not...
Ain't so sure you want to work for this imbecile, friend.
There's more menial jobs where that came from.
The peddler of half measures return. Make it quick, yeah?
medical. Excellent. Please that someone in my employ can be relied upon.
Again, you gave away my job and told my replacement to send me. If this contract weren't staying my hand, I reckon you'd be answering to it right about now.
You mean grant preferential treatment to a subpar contractor? And I suppose...
And if I die or leave, how do you reckon failure to retain an enhanced soldier will...
Please pay this disgruntled employee no mind. What would she do without...
That's it. I'd rather be a down-and-outer for the rest of my life than crushed under your counterfeit leather boa boot a second longer. I quit!
Are you mad? This is unheard of, and I might add, you'll not be welcome with an Auntie's Choice once more.
So you say. But Auntie's Choice ain't seen a trooper like me before. You'll regret counting me out. And you, I got a proposition.
She will most assuredly regret her decision. Most assuredly. But the acquisition of this information is but the first part of my plan to bring our foes into the fold and to ensure my future. Worry not. The culmination of my plan will bring me the tools to aid. Westport is a shell of the bustling town it was prior to the invasion, though a handful of Protectorate Yeasayers still cling to it. My plan... I forget myself. I didn't. It's been a long time since I've encountered someone able to operate on their own. Do return if you're interested in another...
All done. Hope that little dust-up back there didn't put you off. My contract had me caged, and I was glad to got a proposition. Since I'm newly free, if you help me fix my graft, you'll retain the services of a fully functioning enhanced soldier. Me. Don't matter what you set your mind to, and in time, maybe I'll have earned myself the clout to be welcomed back into Auntie's Choice. I can be on my own for a time, but I'd rather it not be permanent. Besides, where else can I turn from nothing? I did, but I can't expect someone else to foot the bill if there's no guaranteed treatment will work. I get it. You're skeptical. If you got more questions, go on and ask them. Had a feeling you knew a good offer when you seen it. Once I'm in top form, you'll be pleasantly surprised to see what I'm capable of. Doc Tinsley worked with Grafts for some time before she came to Fairfield. Damn fine scientist.
This much of a crowd's not likely to keep a low profile. Someone ought to head back to mind the ship.
Acknowledged. After you. Appreciate you agreeing to help, but the arm's itching something fierce. Anyhow, was there something you needed, Commander? How personal are we talking? Couldn't say. I was in it all of 2 days before my graft started festering. I would have continued serving on the front line in an upgraded capacity, but, well, once the state of my graft became my commanding officer, and when I regained consciousness, I saw that my service pistol was gone, and a termination notice was in its place. I put 2 and 2 together. Wow, that was a bad morning. Look, I knew dismissal was a possibility when I volunteered for the procedure. A successful graft is a boon, a failed one is a... Oh, I miss my platoon. Huh. If nothing else, they'll have Ortiz to keep up morale. I know the nonstop jokes from that bastard sustained me for weeks. Yeah, he's tough. Of course I do. Anyhow, I would rather return to the matter at hand. Right. Like ain't the word I'd use, even before I was itching to tear up my contract and set it aflame. Auntie, they treated me better than my last employers did, and despite recent events, I believe in their mission. We can give folk here in Arcadia a better life. What, did you think I was born into it? Take a look at what most systems offer, and what Auntie's Choice. I'm just one of many who welcomed the chance to enlist with open arms. Of course, going from a life lived in squalor to one that rewards you on merit? Now, do I got qualms with Auntie? Sure. But I'll tell you what, when she overthrew those Spacer's Choice bastards in Tau Ceti, that takeover was the best thing that ever happened to us, even if it took time to see it. But I reckon that's a tale for another day. Fine by me? Like I said, everyone in my unit was from Tau Ceti, so we already had that in common. And we served on the front line. See, most of us were laborers, and we just got our first real shot at something. Our onboarders promised that if we demonstrated exceptionalism, showed initiative, that we'd get promoted quick, and our days of living in squalor would be far behind. It ain't like they forced us to join up. We did that on our own. Can't complain if where we're needed is in a trench staring down the barrels of a minigun. I reckon that's a difference in perspective. We spent a week crouched in the same foxhole under aerial bombardment. Shared. I don't know if I would have made it out alive without him. Maybe I'll tell him that over a beer one day. Praise him in front of the whole saloon. Law knows he's better than I'd feared. Only had to bury 2 troopers and amputate 5 limbs. I'm thankful every day that the Protectorate can't. He kept me clear-headed. Every so often there'd be almost got my head clean taken off when I tried to scramble out of the foxhole the first night. Ortiz told me not to panic, to wait till he could provide cover. It was a rough few nights at first, knowing I couldn't help folk who needed it. And the reward for that torment was my life. In any case, I'm only standing here because of a damn fine soldier who became my friend. I'll carry that knowledge. Fine by me? Not great. It was a mining colony under Spacer's Choice. They're good folk. I love them. But I don't think they ever quite grasped how bad things were before Auntie's Choice. Said we'd all get burned if we put too much stock in the promises of this foreign corporation. But I'd rather take a risk on them? Maybe. Though what I've seen from Auntie's Choice should put my folks' doubts to rest. Right away, I got the offer to our colony was isolated, which meant our Spacer's Choice overlords could do as those of us at the bottom only found joy with our families, our friends. But love alone can't get you through the tough. I miss the sunsets and my folks. Most of my friends joined up when I did, so we took our community. Though there is one person I keep thinking of, the grandpa who lived. Of course, that didn't last. Age caught up and his hands started failing him. In Taucetti, if you couldn't work, you didn't get ration cards. We shared what we could with him, of course. Last day I saw him, he refused the half Saltuna can I tried to give him. Said it was him lending me his strength. He was gone the next day. We searched all over, then realized he must have wandered off into the wilderness. We never found him. So if you're wondering why I still hold a candle for Auntie's Choice, after everything, it's because I know had Auntie arrived, just say what you want, but with them, there's always work to be had, a living to be made. And I would... Got something that needs doing, Commander?
What is it? Make it quick, yeah?
Pardon me for being preoccupied. I've got Westport on my mind. I knew you'd come back once you'd had a little time to ruminate. Converting Westport's subjects will teach us much about the Protectorate mind. How I've a kit of supplies to aid you, items to cajole or to dissuade. Sabotage the town or sway the citizenry. The choice is yours. Shh, not so loud. The people of Westport don't. I cannot help these people achieve salvation until I know what it is they yearn for. You are a third party. I say if the situation is serendipitous, so much the better. Westport represents a challenge. Fairfield citizenry were given ample incentive to fold, for they could see the free. But the people of Westport are stubborn enough to risk death for their ideals and cannot be swayed by the lights of Fairfield. If I can convert them, I can perhaps. The kit contains some items may serve as honey, swaying the naysayers to our side. Others are blunt implements, crippling infrastructure. Slather on a bit of elbow grease and you'll certainly succeed. I'm sure there are kindred spirits in Westport. Excellent. Here's the kit. Advertisement tapes, ambidextrine, assorted stimulant. With that, I shall mark the locale. Begin with the Vigilant. Now, I'm sure you've asked yourself for a tech. Well, wonder no longer. For the completion of this deed, I'm prepared to offer you an exact replica of my one-of-a-kind, limited production, gentle person's Oxonian.
It generates unlimited electrical current to our flawless facilities, such as the Vox Relay Communications Platform. Far more energy than the Vox requires.
I don't think you understand. The reserve Oxonian is functionally... I've grown attached to this one and would prefer not to part with it. And really, is anything truly one of a kind? Not from the universal perspective.
The Matriarch devised the paradigm plan.
Then consider yourself officially Be forewarned. I can only guess at the needs of the denizens of Westport. You must engage with them, gauge their situation. Only then can you motivate them adequately. While I can't say for certain, I strongly suspect not. Westport, still, I would come prepared with anything you think you might require. Paradise Island brims with danger. Do I look like Officer Carr to you? Guns.
What is it? Make it quick, yeah?
Our target audience. Well, don't you? Oh, what'll it be, stranger? All right. You're back. Great. Build repeat customer. All right. Back already. Anything. All right.
Updating ship roster to reminder. Earth Directorate agents are not allowed. Furthermore, any opinions expressed in favor of product are. This unit is available to answer which member of the incognito would you like. Grafts are known to cause pain and discomfort due to dry, flaky skin. While Trooper Sealong has declined this unit's offer of therapeutic palpation, for now, Trooper Sealong's overall health outcome remains uncertain. Continued monitoring is advised. Agent Ibarra has resumed regular exercise and no longer requires hourly provocation to move. These are all Agent Ibarra's lack of motion was becoming a cause for concern. How this unit is ready to.
Got Inez moved into Helen's old quarters. I figure, if anyone's unlikely to be vexed by finding fossilized purpleberry crunch in their mattress, you think Helen would approve of us taking on a product pusher? Now that sounds like something you read. I like to think Helen would understand our need for allies, but maybe she'd resent being replaced? Hard to say. Always up for a little back fence talk, though I'm guessing you don't mean Val. Can't say I know her well enough to have much in the way of an opinion. She's still got more loyalty to Auntie's choice than they have to her, but maybe. Sure thing. I trust you've got particulars in mind.
Seems you've been scouted by Fairfield's finest to assist our efforts in the war. And great for my resume, if I'm honest. Few bullet points like that, Maybe it'll be enough to win me a spot on a higher rung. And you? If you help, what are you getting out of this? Right. You got more important matters on your mind. Val filled me in on what... Were you one of Auntie's? I tell you just to shake the ladder hard while your traitor is climbing up, and enjoy the show when she tumbles down. What recourse do you actually have? So you're out here without a boss, huh? Might not be so bad. Though I'm curious if they'd even see justice done to your traitor. Ain't had many dealings with the Earth Directorate. You and Ibarra are the first agents I ever met. As for Ibarra, verdict's still out. He insults Auntie's choice a mite too much for my liking. But that's the Earth Directorate's company policy, ain't it? No, look, I'm sorry. I ain't intending to get into any grievances here. Let's just say I'm a little dubious, ain't seen evidence of it yet. But maybe you're liable to prove me wrong. Oh, I see, you're here to gossip. All right, seems friendly enough. If a mite guarded and a little thick-headed in his view of Auntie's choice. Regardless, though I reckon he's seen his fair share of struggles over the years, no matter how he tries to hide it.
You know, I can't recall seeing any of these protectorate types ever run a scheme.
Weird, ain't it? People think I got ejected from the saloon because I'm preaching to the wind. Maybe I'm
Hello again. Was there something you... Oh, Inez! You look, well, like you could use an ice bath and a cup of newly formulated trip teas. Has something happened?
Something has, all right. I ended my contract effective immediately. Now I'm free to prove myself to everyone in it.
Well, that's wonderful news. Or is it? I admit I'm still trying to work through what contracts mean hereabouts. But you do appear to be pleased, so... Oh? Is that really so awful? I believe that gentleman Huel is unemployed.
Never mind that. I really need...
What timing? As it just so happens, I believe I do. Certainly not. My Raptidon patients are valued assets. Before I began my new illustrious career working with our... Oh, I was on the verge of breakthrough when they shut us down.
Where my own first aid training can't reach. Doc's got me covered. The graft knocked me on my ass for
Would if I could have done more.
Despite your insinuation, there are plenty of good folk around here. But perhaps not many with Doc's...
I understand your reservation, but I do care deeply for all my patients. Inez has attested to it. And so can Copernicus here, when he is freshly fed. Right. I have a lead, Inez. I've identified 2 viable beasts on this island that you may be compatible with. Though it may not be easy to acquire the suitable specimen, the first candidate is the skeleton crabble. It has a rare form of albinism and was last spotted on the western coast by protectorates. I happened upon an old report of theirs along with a code used to operate their machinery. If their fate is what I suspect, the code may be.
I heard rumors of the creature myself. Our skeleton sounds a good bit larger than the average Crabble. Meaner and smarter, too. The name's metaphorical. This creature's real pale.
The second candidate is a Raptidon matriarch, the only one of her kind.
Deep in Protectorate territory. This matriarch sure ain't making it easy for us. She'll be more aggressive and more cunning than her smaller kin.
This is hardly worth the effort of a response, dear, but when you breach the matriarch's lair, you must rouse her from hibernation.
That I...
Excellent. It'll be a rather unpleasant wake-up call for the matriarch, so she'll be upon you in moments. I suggest your armaments be... I can assure you my research is sound. And I am not at all like the... Now, when you acquire one or both of these parts, return here straight away, and we can begin surgery. Matriarch, I mean, law guide you both out there.